touchdowns, 3 interceptions. He was 4-1 as a starter and then missed the final 4 games because of injury. So 1st and 10 from the 5-yard line. Griffin Johnson is the running back. As gone for Columbia was the running back for the last 3 years, Joey Georgie. He is no longer available. Over 2,000 rushing yards for him. And now they have to go to someone else. They thought it would be Malcolm Terry the second, but Malcolm tore up his knee during the preseason and not available. And the ball off, carrying the football, not going anywhere, is Griffin Johnson. And Johnson will be stopped immediately by number 97 for Lafayette, Phil Pfeiffer. He's a co-captain. He has a tackle coming in this season.
Well, the strength of this offense is going to be that offensive line. 3 returning starters up front: Carr, Chapman, Clark, Jordan. All of those guys have had significant playing time. They're going to have to keep Goodwin upright, and Lafayette's going to have to keep him in the box. He can run the football.
Goodwin from his own end zone, backfiring. He wants to go deep. Well covered, however, downfield. As excellent step-for-step coverage that time by Lafayette's Jalen Edwards, as he was right there. No separation at all by number 80, Colin Cook, a wide receiver out of Nashville, Tennessee. Here's the defense. Here's Mike.
It's a defense that's getting better every week, Gary. As we see right now, we'll get the defense up there. This is the offense. But, again, a really good job by the defensive line, rotating guys in, getting guys onto the football. But they are fast. Keep an eye in the middle on Robert Stevens.
So a big play here early as it's 3rd. And the handoff, taking no chances. They get it to Griffin Johnson. He will get it out over the 5 and get it out to about the 8 or 9 yard line as he's tackled on the play by Phil Pfeiffer again. And Beckham D. How about Beckham D? Transfer from Penn State, did not play a game there. He's a redshirt freshman. And Beckham D has had excellent games so far. He's number 3 on the team in tackles.
He's terrific. And what a great job by the Lafayette defense. Exactly what you wanted to do. Make them pay for the mistake, and a punt returner standing inside the 50-yard line right now, Mason Keener.
Ball on the 9-yard line. Keener is back. He'll collect it at the 48-yard line in Columbia territory. Makes a couple of guys miss as he'll bring it back to the 40-yard line, and somebody is down right now. We're going to call a timeout down on the field, and when we come back, it'll be Lafayette on offense for the first time here at Fisher
timeout
Stadium.
for an injury. Timeout on the field.
The best.
How about the leading rusher in the nation will get the football? That's Kente Edwards. And Kente immediately has a nice hole on the right side. Reed Collins opens that up. Connor Gaines and Reed Collins on that right side. Has a good job by Lafayette's offensive line. A.J. George is there to make the tackle, and they're going to hurry up after a 9-yard gain. And there goes Kente Edwards again. And boy, has he piled up the yardage. 255 last week. And on the season, 409 yards coming in. Charlie Newton in on the tackle, the middle linebacker.
Well, Kente only needs a little bit of a sliver to go, and he's got incredible speed. So you know Columbia worked on gang tackling, getting him on the ground. But the impressive thing about him last week is he got stronger as the game went on, bounced off a few guys, and again, you give him a crease, and he's going to take it in.
Kente, number 1 in the nation in touchdowns, number 2 in the nation in rushing, number 1 in scoring. And a complete pass to Carson Persing. That is Carson's 6th catch, or 14th catch of the season for 194 yards.
Yeah, I love it too. Playing corner off into the boundary. They see it. They're on the same page, and we got the call here. Going to be penalty.
Illegal formation. More than 4 players in the backfield. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down. Game clock operator, please reset the game clock to 12:38. 12:38 on the game clock.
Yeah,
There's
good call.
The offense, Mike.
Yeah, we can look at the offense right there. Dean DeNoble had a really nice game, really hooked up on the outside with Elijah Stewart there. Carson Persing, Keener, all chipped in. Got to get Hosack going, but this offensive line is coming together, and it's all coming together around Sean Kinney, the local product.
Persing had a good game last week against Georgetown. 6 catches, 73 yards. Again, it's Kente Edwards. But Kente has his great patience. He seems to wait until the hole opens up, then boom, He is through at Charlie Newton with the tackle.
Well, you make a good point as we look at the defense here. Townsend's coming back. Defensive end they didn't have last year. Keller Patterson, another one. The question mark is going to be, obviously, you see Jack in the middle, number 15. He's probably their best defensive player. But in the secondary, they're young, so they're going to have to give a little bit of ground. And, again, guys, you do that to guys like Elijah Stewart and Carson Persing and Keener, you're going to open up some things. So, again, get the running game going. Lafayette will end up with the pass. But they're behind the sticks right now, Gary.
So it looks like a 2nd and 11, a pickup of 4 by Edwards on that previous run. DeNovo will fake the handoff, get a quick pass out here. The ball is caught immediately, caught by Carson Persing. He's only 5'7". He's out of Danville. And he has had a good career here at Lafayette.
Yeah, again, off coverage, just like a quarters coverage there. He sees Persing on the RPO, gets it out quickly, and puts that linebacker, that Sam linebacker, in a little bit of conflict. Doesn't know where to go, and once he steps in to play the run, it opens up everything else. So Levi Robbins got a little quandary right there. Big down here, Gary. I wonder if they're in 4-down territory. Remember, Lafayette has not tried a field goal this year. From this distance, it would be about 37 yards, but I think they want to score.
They really haven't had an occasion to have Jack Simonetta out there to kick a field goal. This might be the first one if they don't get 5 yards. DeNovo, he's running, looking. Is that Penza? Is that Penza or DeNovo?
That was DeNovo.
Good tackle was made by Charlie Newton again. Charlie Newton's all over the place.
And really good zone coverage here. Again, Lafayette, a little bit of a bunch formation out there. They changed in everybody. One guy came in, one guy went out, one guy ran the wheel route out there. It's going to be a field goal attempt here. A little disappointing. We talked about red zone this week and inside the huddle. You got to be able to finish down there, and the penalty really set Lafayette back.
Jack Simonetta is in the ball game. He was 13 for 13 last year in PATs. He's 6 for 6 this season. He'll put it up, and it looks good. It is a good field goal for Simonetta, as that is a 37-yard field goal. The Leopards are on the board first. 10-13 to go in the first quarter. Lafayette 3. It is Walker, number 24. Is up. It will be collected at the 6-yard line. And Crew will get it out to a good run back. They'll pick it out to about the 35 or 36, 37-yard line. It'll be the 37, 1st and 10 for the Lions. The Lions coached by John Poppy. As we mentioned, they are the co-champions in the Ivy League, as they lost to Dartmouth and Harvard and kind of shared the Ivy League title with those two teams. Everybody ended up 5-2, their first Ivy title in 63 years.
Wow.
And the champ this year will be in the FCS playoffs.
Yeah, which is huge for all the Ivy League teams. Hard to believe it's been that long, but that was a good football team last year, and they showed it.
Griffin Johnson does have the football, and he'll go off his right tackle spot and get good yardage. He's going to pick up about 5 yards on the carry, up to the 37-yard line. And let's take a look at the Lafayette defense.
Well, Gary, you mentioned it. I think the two guys that really make things go inside are Stevens and D. They've been terrific. Beckham D, amazing. I thought Jalen Edwards played his best game of his career here at Lafayette last week.
That tackle was Darian Riley, 2nd and 5, and that's going to get virtually nothing, as it's going to bring up a 3rd and 5.
Nice job by Dominic Salvatelli right there. Just kind of eating up space, and that's what Dominic does. He can get in the middle, take on the double team, and allow those linebackers. So when you saw that hole open, it was quickly closed because nobody got to the second level. So when you got a guy in there like Dominic that can really take up two people, him and Phil Pfeiffer, that's the big difference this year, along with Amar Crawley.
Michael Vaughn that time in on the tackle, number 95. Big play, 3rd and 5, back to throw. Looking downfield is Goodwin. He's going to get chased out of the pocket. He's in trouble. He just throws that one away. Is there going to be a flag?
I don't know. It looked like he was going for it.
The official, the referee, it looks like he's going for the flag. They're still talking about it. Good pressure by Michael Vaughn again.
There is a flag down somewhere, but maybe not. Is a flag down? Maybe.
I don't see any. There it
did throw it. Intentional grounding.
Intentional grounding. Offense, number 15. The ball did not get back to the line of scrimmage. Lost it down at the spot of the foul. 4th down.
Yeah, you can be outside the pocket, Gary, but you must get the ball back to the line of scrimmage, and he just didn't have the wherewithal, and he was off his back foot, so good rush by Lafayette. There was a man open in the front side curl, but his look and his eyes were backside. Nothing there. Good job by that secondary, and another opportunity here for Mason Keener.
Sleeman will punt it away. That's a beauty. Fair catch called for by Keener. He'll catch the ball at the Lafayette 39-yard carry. 31 yards last week. Out of Bedford, Pennsylvania. Back to throw. Wide, big throw. It's caught. Oh my, what a catch. That is Mason Keener with the grab all the way down at the 21-yard line. A pickup of 40 Lafayette yards.
Yeah, and they're hustling back to the line of scrimmage. He had a big one last year for a touchdown against Columbia as they're back at it.
This time Kente Edwards will get, no, I'm sorry, that is Weber carrying the football. There is a penalty flag down, however.
Like maybe illegal motion. Boy, penalties hurting Lafayette.
Illegal substitution.
Oh, defense.
Defense. More than 11 players on the field at the snap. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Mike, that's why you run that hurry up.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll get a look at this right here. Watch the footwork in the pocket by Dean as he resets himself. He really had both. Carson Persing and Mason Keener both stacked over the top. We talked about that 2 weeks ago. When you get over the top of your corner, you want to abuse your body and stack them, not allow them to run through. And that was a beautiful throw and a great reset. In other words, setting his feet, turning back, boom, throws the football, big game.
Kente Edwards is back into the backfield now, and he will get the football, look for a little space, and manage to fall forward inside the 15. Down to about the 13. Coming up to make the tackle was Bullock. Or check it, 29 in there on the tackle. That's Levi Robbins. And Caleb Solomon also in there to make that tackle from his free safety position. Ball on the 13 brings up a second down.
One-on-one coverage at the bottom here.
You only need 2 for a first down. There goes Kente again. Kente Edwards bounces off a tackler, and he'll go 13 yards for the touchdown at the 7:32 mark. As Lafayette goes up by a 9-0 score.
Yeah, beautifully done on the left side of that offensive line. Again, nobody better in this league than Kinney, but watch the right side of your screen right here. You're going to get good blocking right there. Look at Basha just turn his man out. And then this is the contact balance we talked about with Kente Edwards. A lot different runner than we've had in the past, but Kente Edwards can take a blow, bounce off. He's stronger than you think in that torso, and he takes on the linebacker in the hole, bounces off, similar to what he did last week, and Lafayette going to take a 10-0 lead, hopefully.
Simonetta puts it up, and it is good. 7:32 on the clock, first period, and Lafayette up by a 10-0 score. And Mike, they have taken advantage of every opportunity given to them.
Yeah, absolutely. So watch Basha turn his man out, and then here you got Sean Wilson out. But watch the job the center does. Watch him hook his man, and then we talked about the contact balance of a guy like Kente Edwards. So watch the center. Watch him swivel his hips. Kente Edwards, beautifully done. Takes on the contact balance, skips it out, doesn't get to his legs. Lafayette with a 10-0 lead, but that offensive line, nice job on that series.
No question about it. They have been outstanding all year. That has really where it was supposed to be and is the strength of Lafayette's football team coming in to this season, as they're almost all back. Brian Basha at left guard, Reed Collins at right tackle, Spencer Adams at right guard, Sean Kinney at center, Ethan Hozak at tight end, and Sean Wilson at left tackle.
And think about Gary. Imagine if you had 8 touchdowns in your first 4 games in your career starting, and you're leading the NCAA FCS. Wow, amazing.
End over end kick will come down to the 12-yard line. Fair catch is called for. And the ball will come out to the 25. First and 10 for Columbia. And so far, they have not been able to do much offensively. They are a -8 yards rushing. And in the air, they have no yards.
Good crowd here on Hindenburg. Look, a lot of kids turning out. And Friday night, Dan, I tell you what, there's something about it. It's something about showing up. You got a good crowd here tonight. But again, a chance for the Lafayette defense to continue to establish what they've done so far, and that's stay in their rush lanes, keep this quarterback in the box, and obviously tackle like they've done all season.
Again, with the ball and a good run this time, busting out over the 30. That is Jeremiah Douglas carrying the football for the first time in the game. Coming up to make the tackle is Kevin Dodard. Dodard's had a good season so far. He had 8 tackles last week, 16 tackles overall coming in, a tackle for a loss. In fact, the last 2 weeks, Mike, he's had 8 tackles in both those ball games.
Yeah, Kevin, terrific. Last week should have had an interception. Great job coming up from the secondary right there. But yeah, you said it. Kevin Dodard and that secondary will fly up and they'll smack you, and they did it right there to keep him short of that first down.
Walter on the carry, and he got smacked as Lafayette really nailed him just across the line of scrimmage. The ball up to the 32-yard line.
Really nice job by the linebacker coming up there, taking on the block and allowing the safety to run the alley. Got to get a little bit better tackling out of the safeties. They've missed some tackles last week. Got to do a better job. That's in the backfield.
And they get the first down. They can. As a good run by Walters as he'll get the ball up to the 40-yard line. He'll pick up 8, and that's their initial first down of the game.
Yeah, first contact was made behind the line of scrimmage right there by Widerman. He just can't bring him down. So Lafayette, again, they have a little bit of a tendency to overrun things. That happened on the first play of this drive. Got to stay in your lanes, respect it, keep your shoulders square. That'll happen with some young linebackers. That time they get a first down and they're first of the game.
From the 40-yard line, 1st and 10. Just basically running the ball right at Lafayette. As Griffin Johnson will carry this time, he'll get up to the 46-yard line. He'll pick up 6 before he is tackled on the play by Widerman.
And a good job right there by Ewan Clark, the right guard, and Chapman. Again, these guys have played a lot of football. You got to remember, their strength of this team is in that offensive line, and right now they're playing with 21 personnel, 2 tight ends and 1 back.
2nd and 4, 5:26 to go first quarter. Back to throw the football is Goodwin. He gets chased again, but drops the ball off to Griffin Johnson out of the backfield, and Johnson will take it into Lafayette territory to the 40-yard line. 14-yard pickup on the play. Widerman in on the tackle.
Well, this is what happens when you run the pistol. You can run play-action pass. And, again, linebacker running right through to get to the quarterback, or actually D lineman. That was Crawley in there, but nobody in the flat coverage for Lafayette, and that left Griffin wide open there in a big game.
Widerman had, or Checkett Johnson had 3 catches last year on the season. So he gets his first of this campaign. Back to throw. Again, getting pressure. There's nobody down there in a white uniform. As I'm not quite sure whether it was just thrown away. The closest guy to it was Braylon Gardoni. Gardoni, 3. He did not have any catches last year. No, yes, he had 3 for 36.
Yeah, a little bit of holding going on right there. The right guard just grabbing the hip, and I think that was Ewan Clark, the right guard. So I think you're going to get a holding call sooner or later. Lafayette's defensive line is doing a nice job taking half the man and getting into the gap on some of these play-action passes. They're just not getting home right now, but good pressure.
2nd and 10. And bouncing off a Lafayette tackler and picking up a good 5 yards is Griffin Johnson. So a big 3rd down here. Columbia may be in 4-down territory as Davis Oliver Goodwin may be shaken up.
Yeah. We'll see if we get returning. We're hearing that Davis Oliver Goodwin, the safety's out of the game right now. Big, tall safety. Kevin Dodard, more than capable in there.
Oh, good hole opened up that time. Carrying the football is Bullock, and Bullock will get it to the 25-yard line. Another Columbia first down, a gain of 10 on the play.
Watch the entire side here just collapse inside. They can build a nice wall, and this is just an easy run up the middle. But again, a good job with these extra tight ends. Lafayette on a pinch right there, bringing the guy down inside. When you bring a D end into that C gap, you must have a linebacker stepping up over the top into the outside D gap. Lafayette did not, got caught inside there.
He was Rookie of the Week, was Bullock last year twice. Fired down and almost intercepted again. Two Lafayette guys had an opportunity to pick one off, and oh my, are they looking for one. Last week, they had 5 opportunities to intercept the pass. They caught one of them, and the bad news, that was on 4th down and didn't need to be done.
Yeah, just a poor throw right there. As you see Lafayette get in the throwing lane, that was Darson Genty, knocked that ball up in the air. And wow, I tell you what, Jalen Edwards had about 5 chances to catch this football. He did have an interception last week, but as you mentioned, Gary, you get an opportunity in the red zone to stop a team, you got to catch that football.
Quick throw out here and getting away. Good run that time. Breaking tackle after tackle was Hutch Crow, the wide receiver, 6'1", 195-pound sophomore out of Dallas, Texas.
And again, Lafayette had 2 people right there at the point of attack against 1 blocker. And they got to make that tackle right there for no gain. So Lafayette right now, again, overrunning some things, a little bit overzealous getting to the football, not breaking down when they get there is causing some of these cutback runs and some of this stuff, again, with a little bit of a miscommunication in some of their fits defensively.
3rd and a couple.
Here's the blitz.
Back to throw on 3rd and 2. Firing over the middle, man wide open. And that ball is caught by Hutch Crow. Crow gets his first touchdown of his career, the sophomore. And a good drive, 75 yards that time by Columbia. And they mix the pass with the run quite well.
And then again, Lafayette brings the blitz, but you don't get there. If you don't get there, you're just going to leave somebody on an island, and that time they left the slot back on an island right there. And a nice throw, easy right there. You can't give the quarterback that much time to throw the football. There's a little muddle huddle right here, waiting for their holder to get in the game. So they probably bring this back together here. The holder jumps in. But again, when you bring the blitz, you have to get home. Lafayette brought it. Great job by Columbia picking up the blitz and gave their quarterback time to find the extra man, as I think
Delay of game.
Take a delay of
Your
game.
penalty. For point.
Hugo Mary will be the extra point kicker out of Frederick, Maryland. He made 19 career field goals, 40 extra points, once made 11 consecutive field goals in his career, and 35 consecutive PATs. So trying to make it 10-7. Kick is up, and he starts the year off again with a made extra point. So 2:28 on the clock, and Mike's going to draw some things up for you.
Well, let's take a look right here with it. Lafayette shows the blitz early. They do a lot of this, but they're going to bring the front side linebacker and the safety, and then they bring this, so they get good contain, but it's really well blocked up. So you bring 6, and they have 6 to block, and that leaves somebody on an island out here to hit that crossing route. And again, just way too much time for a quarterback like Goodwin, and he hits that tight end right over the middle for the touchdown.
11 plays, 75 yards, took 5 minutes and 4 seconds. As Hutch Crow, 17-yard reception from Chase Goodwin.
A nice series right there. Nice job picking up yardage on the ground as well as through the air. Lafayette with a few mistakes. Left the running back Griffin wide open for a big gain. Got slashed a few times with the run on some cutback lanes. Lafayette's got to do a better job, and I'm sure they're talking about that down on the sideline right now. Let's see if Lafayette made some adjustments, Gary, for the kickoff return. Remember, last week they didn't return a lot of kicks, and the one they did was a penalty.
Hugo Mary will kick it off. This one, no chance to return it. Jakiri Henley just looks at it go over his head, and the ball will come out to the 25-yard line. So Lafayette with their worst field position to start a drive.
An important drive here for Lafayette. They took control of this game early with some mistakes by Columbia, put a 10-0 lead up, gave up a good touchdown drive by the Lions, their first one of the year, obviously their first game. So we'll see what Lafayette can do. Again, it's not always about scoring points. It's a lot of times it's about changing field position, and Lafayette's had the ability to do that even if they have to punt. Christian Bush has been terrific punter, leads the league this year. So we'll see what Lafayette does here. Dean DeNoble and Ethan Weber in the backfield.
Lafayette leads this series 29-13-2. They lost last year 31-20 in Coach Poppy's first ball game as the head coach at Columbia. And that's a good hard run up to the 31-yard line by Ethan Weber. And tackle is made on the play by Justin Townsend. He's a captain, one of the co-captains, defensive end. Gain of 6.
Yeah, that's what Weber can do for you. He can run through arm tackles. There was an arm tackle in the backfield. And again, they got a freshman playing a little bit right now, Hunter DeTrano from up North Jersey. He's a good one. They really like him, number 89. He's getting some playing time. So keep an eye on him as Weber remains a sidecar on the right of Dean DeNoble.
Weber has it again. This time looking for a little hole. He's just swallowed up by Newton, Charlie Newton. Newton had 14 tackles last year against Harvard. He is just an outstanding middle linebacker. 40 tackles on the season, a sack, 4.5 tackles for a loss, and a fumble recovery. Hurry up, Lafayette. They'll get the first down as it was 3rd and 1, and they'll get it up to the 38-yard line. A gain of 5.
Nice series right there for Ethan Weber. Did a good job picking up that first down, 3 consecutive runs. And I think Lafayette getting to the line of scrimmage quickly, 3rd and 1. They do a lot of that, Gary. They rush to the line. They catch the defense a little bit off guard, can't substitute. And then, boom, they hit you with Ethan Weber with that strong running inside. Not a home run hitter like Kente Edwards, but got to find a way right here. I think Elijah Stewart is a guy you got to hit on something.
Kente gets a carry here. No, instead there'll be a pass by DeNoble as he gets the ball out to Elijah Stewart. And just like that, and dare we bring it up, Elijah Stewart just passed Phil Ing for all-time catches, his 153rd of the year. He now moves into 5th place, and should we tell Phil that he moved down to 6th?
That's incredible. I mean, think about that. A guy like Phil Ing is another hard run here for a first down. But Elijah Stewart, I mean, can there be a better person off the field as on the field? And I think Phil Ing will tell you if anybody that wanted to pass him, it would have been Elijah. But a great accomplishment there and passing a legend here at Lafayette.
Kente picks up 7 yards on that carry for a first down, 1st and 10. Phil will be on at halftime. We hope he has the tears dried up by then. Maybe Megan can let him know. Give him the sad news. That's going to end the first period of play. A good period of football by both.
And we'll see if Lafayette, again, first down over the 50-yard line. A lot of times you see guys take a shot, trick play, something down the field. But keep your eye on DeTrano. He's in the slot at the top. He's that freshman tight end we talked about.
Rolling is DeNoble. He's looking downfield, and he'll get a good comeback to the football that time by Mason Keener. Mason Keener came into the ball game with 8 catches. He now has 10, and he is a local young man, having played his football at Nazareth High School.
Deceiving speed. He can open your hips and break you down defensively and does a good job working back to the football there.
Kente Edwards keeps the legs churning. He's just dragging a Columbia tackler as he was hit right at the 36-yard line and just drove those legs to the 30-yard line. He's picked up 6 extra yards. Myron McGee in on the tackle, and that's a gain of 9 yards.
Yeah, he's just dragging tacklers, as you said, Gary. Another quick first down, quick to the line of scrimmage, and there's Kente again.
Look at him hit that hole. Down to the 16-yard line. He picks up another 14 yards. Caleb Solomon, the free safety there to make the tackle. Lafayette in hurry up.
This is how they have to finish. They got to execute in the red zone. We talked about this. Got to execute in the red zone.
Oh, look at that. It looked like he was going to get stopped at the line of scrimmage, and he's ready for Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah, Lafayette got away with a little bit of hole. Watch your eyes on the left side here as a defender tries to release right there. But a good job keeping your hands inside by DeTrano.
That was another pickup of 15 or 16 yards for Lafayette. 1st and goal to go from the 5. They'll get it to the 3-yard line with Kente Edwards.
Lafayette comes into the game in 5th place. They've had 8 opportunities in the red zone this year. They've scored on 6 of those. 2 of them have gone the other way for touchdowns. So again, got to execute. Don't make mistakes. Be patient here. Use the clock a little bit. As you see Lafayette huddling, Gary, they don't often huddle. So this is going to give them a chance to regroup here, get the proper play in. I'd like to see Penza, with his legs down here. But again, the way Kente Edwards is running the football,
Last week, Dean DeNoble tried to keep the ball in the run-pass option. And it's killing a Kente drive. He's in for the touchdown. Oh, my. He was hit by 4 or 5 white shirts, and he would not stop his legs from churning, and he gets in for a 5-yard touchdown run. Kente Edwards had his best. Second touchdown of the day.
Yeah, again, you said it, Gary, leg drive. We're going to get a real good look at it to see if he was down. He's not down there, still not down. He's still up in the air, and Lafayette ends up pushing him in. I think that's going to be a touchdown. They're going to review it.
It's his second of the day, and we're going to get another look at it.
Yeah, this is right kind of where I thought his knee would go down, but in the land and the era of the tush push, Lafayette offensive line gets him in the end zone.
How strong is Kente Edwards?
Contact balance, baby.
5'9", 197, Annandale, New Jersey. He's a junior. Kick is up, and the kick is good, and Lafayette puts another 7 on the board and maintains that deficit of 10 points for Columbia. 12:57 to go in the second period.
Timeout for media.
We'll be back. As we used to see him when we played some golf down in that Jersey area.
Impressive man, impressive family, and he's obviously very proud of them.
Back to the 32-yard line, a 20-yard pickup, but they've gone backwards ever since. Weiderman with a sack. So looking, firing. That'll be a complete pass. As just getting back to the original line of scrimmage. Coming up with the catch is Braden Doherty. Beckham D in there on the tackle. We'll make it Titus Evans with the catch. He had the 20-yard catch also, did Evans. A pickup of up to the 46-yard line, a gain of 14.
While we were talking to Roger down on the field, a really nice sack there by Weiderman set them back, and now they're really behind the chains here. But Lafayette trying to get there with 4. They've done it once. I wonder if they're going to bring a little pressure. Looks like they're going to sit back in some nickel defense right here and just bring 4 again. Try to get home with some games up front.
Good one back. He gets hit again as that messed up the entire throw as Jalen Joseph, the defensive end, comes in. Patriot League Rookie of the Year in 2023. Came in with 6 tackles. And Jalen Joseph with another great play.
Yeah, just too good. Jalen, again, the speed of Jalen you have to respect. So look up the field here. Gets his hands on him right there, and the offensive lineman just ducks his head. So as Ryan Carr gets his head down for the contact, Jalen just disengages and uses that great speed over the top.
Sleeman will punt again. Keener is back, and he's going to let this one go, and it will take a Columbia bounce. And we'll be down at about the 7 or 8 yard line. It's at the 8. We'll be back. Stay with us, Lafayette. We'll have the football.
Timeout.
Get back to us for sure. First and 10 for Lafayette, but it's on their own 8 yard line. Ethan Weber is in there, and Ethan's going to get the ball. He had a nice big hole there. Met at the line of scrimmage by Charlie Newton. And let's go back down to Megan now.
Yeah, just a little technical difficulties. Don't worry, we'll get those figured out at halftime, Gary. And speaking of halftime, Davis Oliver Goodwin is getting looked out for a hamstring injury. It's going to be another halftime situation here.
Okay, Megan, thank you for that report. And I don't know, when you're surrounded by Phil Ing and John Leone, that's a technical problem unto itself. But they will be on at halftime. 2nd and 5. Good hard run by Weber. Back to throw. DeNoble, he escapes and will pick up positive yardage out over the 15 to the 17-yard line. Make it the 16 again.
Again, good coverage in the secondary that time by Columbia. And Lafayette seems to be spread out a little bit.
Sideline warning.
Formation.
Columbia, there is no penalty yardage associated with this warning. Result of the play brings up 3rd down.
Maybe an overzealous coach on the field there with a sideline warning. But again, Lafayette spread you out a little bit so far this series. Run the ball inside with Weber, and a good decision that time by Dean DeNoble. Didn't have anything, good coverage, put his foot in the ground, got positive yardage, and has an opportunity here on a 3rd and short. This is a huge one here, Gary, because you want to pick this up, hang on to this football, continue with that positive vibe you got going so far in this half.
Yeah, Columbia would have great field position if we punted here. And doing a great job of escaping a potential loss of yardage is Ethan Weber, and he'll get it out to the 22 and pick up 6 and a 1st down. Tackled on the play by Jack Schmiskowski. as he is an outside linebacker. 66 tackles last year, number 3 in tackles in the season last year.
Well, you said it, guy. Cutting inside very quickly was Jack Similesho. He did a great job getting into the backfield, and that's a second in the backfield tackle for a loss, breaking tackle that we've seen by Weber, and there was none bigger in this half than that one to keep this drive alive.
Kyrie Henley in the backfield. He'll take the ball on a pass out of the backfield, a little bit of a quick toss. Tackle is made on the play. It is Mason Robinson with that tackle.
Good job by Mason. Looked like Kyrie had a real big hole. If he could have broke that, he had an opportunity, but a nice job right there making that shoestring tackle by Mason Robinson to come up and kind of keep that to a short gain here. Lafayette trip receivers here at the bottom. Elijah Stewart one-on-one at the top of your screen. Keep an eye on it. Bump and run coverage at the top.
That was Jakiri's 4th catch of the year. He has 61 yards on the ground. Quick toss out here. That one is grabbed. Catch by Persing. Carson Persing will catch it at the 30-yard line. Gain of 5 by Persing.
We talk so much about Carson Persing and the way he can get open. He's a terrific, perfect slot receiver. A guy that knows how to manipulate zone coverage. Same thing with man-to-man. That time he sits down in the zone. A long throw for Dean DeNoble, but complete. And again, Lafayette, this is what we talk about on schedule, Gary. 3rd and 1 to 2 are great downs. You just got to convert them.
From the 30. We'll hand the ball off. Quick step, jab step by Jakiri Henley, and he did not get the first down. He's going to be a yard shy at the 31-yard line.
Yeah, that was going to be close there. Jakiri made a nice cut to the backside A-gap. And again, I don't think there's much of a question here. You don't want to swing momentum. Lafayette has done that a few times in the first part of this season. Got to be able to pick that up. I thought maybe there you bring in Penza. We haven't seen Penza really in about 3 quarters play. I thought that would have been a perfect opportunity for Jason Penza to bring his running skills into the game.
Here's Christian Bush coming in to punt the ball away. He's got a couple of 57-yarders. Covey is deep to receive it. He is averaging 43 yards per kick. He's had 2 inside the 20. And there's a good kick again. This will be collected and mauled immediately is Covey right at the 26-yard line downfield. Good play is Danielle Lepovsky.
And nicely done. They're getting
Or
down.
was that Jalen? Jalen
That was
Edwards.
Jalen, yep. A lot of number 2s both sides. We just had an injury update on Davis Oliver Goodwin, who wears 7 for Lafayette on defense. Persing wears 7 on offense, and you were right, Gary, was number 2. But Jalen Edwards getting better every week. Played his best game as a Leopard last week, covering on special teams as well there.
So Columbia 1st and 10 from the 26 as Bullock is in. Bullock is 6'2", 220. He's out of Kansas. He's a senior.
Lafayette with a blitz.
Carrying the football is Goodwin for the first time in the ball game. Goodwin had 54 yards rushing last year, 2.2 yards per carry. Gets it to the 33, a nice pickup of 7 yards.
A nice move on Weiderman. Weiderman right in the hole, unblocked. And again, Lafayette a couple of times overrunning things, not staying inside out. That time he missed tackle by Weiderman. Would have kept that to a short gain. Otherwise, he picks up 7.
In the backfield is Walters. That's Michael Walters. That'll be good enough for a first down up to the 37-yard line. The gain of 4.
A lot of faces out there for Lafayette you may not be familiar with. Dante Jackson is in there right now as a defensive back, number 10. Xavier Johnson as well. Also Christian Watson, who they're really high on in the secondary at corner here at the bottom.
Keeping the ball and rolling is Goodwin. He'll fire. He's got a man open and then dancing his way around a couple of tacklers. And that's a good catch, a good throw. Catching the football is Jordan Kelly.
Must leave the game for one play. His helmet came off.
As somebody lost the helmet. Dante Jackson in on the tackle.
Good throw.
Evans again.
And just Lafayette overrunning a lot of things. That time Edwards coming down to make that tackle, overran it. Watch him here. Back's just going to overrun it. Another guy overrunning things right there. Got to break down right there. Kevin Doder with a missed tackle. Lafayette more missed tackles so far in this half than they've had really all season.
Titus Evans now with a couple of catches for good yardage. And again, good pursuit by Lafayette. One thing they've done extremely well so far this year is tackle. They are outstanding tacklers.
It means a lot to get guys back. Obviously, Amir Crawley back in there, Pfeiffer back in there. Salvatelli played a lot last year, and you can see how strong he is and does a good job pursuing down the line of scrimmage. Comes the blitz again.
And keeping the football this time is Goodwin. Goodwin will get to the 35-yard line. Making the tackle was Michael Vaughn. That was Caleb Sanchez in there running the ball for Columbia. He's just a sophomore. Did some running last year for the Lions, so he gets a chance to carry the ball. He's a big kid, 6'4", 220, out of California.
Designed run that time. Lafayette, another blitz here coming up the middle. They don't get home.
Ball is caught. That will be good enough for a first down, driving all the way down the field. Catching the ball is 86, Braden Doherty. Doherty, the tight end.
Again, well picked up by Columbia. Lafayette again brings 6 on the blitz. Everybody found a man. Good pickup in the backfield by the running back that time in Walters. Everybody picked up another clean pocket on a blitz. So Lafayette's going to have to look to overload. You bring 3 and 3 sometimes.
Carrying the football is number 21 or 24 out there. That's Walters again with good yardage. And boy, how critical now was that third down where Lafayette did not get the first down. Columbia just driving right down the field. They get it to the 18. That's a gain of 6.
And good balance by them, too, doing it both on the ground and through the air, and a couple wide open receivers against Lafayette. But again, if you're going to bring some blitz here, you got to bring it where you're overloading a side so you know someone's going to get home. Lafayette not able to get home so far, and Goodwin doing a good job staying in that pocket.
Give a look at the Lafayette sideline. And that's a good open field tackle by the Leopards. Again, carrying the football was Michael Walters. Tackle made on the play by Dante Jackson, the safety. Defensive coordinator for Lafayette is Mike St. Germain. As the entire staff basically back for head coach John Troxel. John in his 4th season, 21-17 overall.
Wow.
And he has himself a Patriot League championship.
Miscommunication right there. The personnel, I don't think, was right by the Lions.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
We have our 2-minute timeout as Lafayette will take a 17-7 lead into the timeout, but Columbia is driving, so stay with us.
Hey, Lafayette could.
Callahan Blair there to make that tackle, defensive end.
He's also down and hurt, Gary. Looks like
officials timeout for a defensive injury.
Matt Bailey, longtime trainer, gets on the field. Callahan is a transfer from Vanderbilt. Stepped right in to a role at the defensive end position. Big kid, runs really well. Looks like might be a shoulder there.
Due to the defensive injury, Columbia has declined the 10-second runoff option. The game clock will start on the snap.
Opportunity here for Lafayette's defense to get off the field.
Coming up, the Coca-Cola halftime report as John Leone, Phil Ing, Megan Caffrey will be down on the field. Mike and I will take you through highlights and stats. Stats presented by HC Printing and the highlights presented by Astound Television. All that right around the corner. Right now, Lafayette hoping their defense can put a stop to Columbia's offense. This drive started on the 25-yard line, and they've moved it down to the 11-yard line, where it is now 2nd and 7.
And they are 1 for 1 in the red zone. Remember that beautiful pass over the middle that cut that lead to 10-7.
Walter stays in the backfield with quarterback Chase Goodwin. Goodwin's going to drop back. He's going to get some pressure. Firing into the end zone, wide open. And he overthrows his intended receiver, but Lafayette's going to be charged, I think, with a personal foul, late hit on the quarterback.
And this is what they did last week as well. Twice they had coming in. One time it was Robert Stevens.
Roughing the passer. Defense, number 8. Half the distance to the goal, automatic, first down.
Called on Darson Genty.
And Genty just gets there late. You've got to pull off right here. The ball is gone. I don't know if he hit him low. Maybe we can get another angle out of here. Here's a great look at it right here. I don't see that at all. I just don't see it. Unless they called it on Jalen Joseph, number 1, who hit him a little bit higher around the helmet area. But I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, I didn't think that was rough. From the 6, first and goal. Griffin Johnson in. Johnson with the ball. And Johnson will get to about the 3, maybe the 4. Good gang tackling by Lafayette. He'll get to the 4, pick up 2. Tackle made on the play by Dante Jackson along with Callahan Blair.
One thing Lafayette's defense is fast. They can get off of blocks and run to the football.
Blair, a transfer from Vanderbilt. Big kid, 6'5", 231. He's a sophomore.
See if Lafayette brings a little bit of pressure here. And they're showing, Lafayette shows a lot of blitzes. Utilizing the tight ends. Those are guys that can make plays.
Johnson driving. He's got a touchdown. He's in from the 4-yard line. As Griffin Johnson will get the score and bring Columbia right now back to within 4 with 59 seconds to go. So the Leopards will have about 1 minute to see if they can make something happen and get a dual possession as they'll get the ball to start the second half.
Again, Lafayette, they're just getting a little bit out of their rush lanes. That time you saw a couple guys get up the field as the muddle huddle here. We'll get them set up, bring them back in, and then kick the extra point. But Lafayette is much to blame for that touchdown as you give credit to Columbia.
Hugo Mary in to kick the extra point. It's up, and it is good. He is pretty much automatic. 17-14 now on the scoreboard as Columbia will kick off to Lafayette.
Well, this kind of goes with the way Lafayette's season has gone, Gary. A good 5 minutes, 10 minutes of football, and then kind of where they lose a little bit of concentration, lose a little bit of energy, and you see Columbia, who again, Columbia, very good team. They can move the football down the field, but the mistakes that Lafayette's making defensively, overrunning, missed tackles we haven't seen all season, the late hit on the quarterback keeps that drive alive, doesn't bring up third down. And so, again, some good and some bad. But, again, consistency is the issue that Coach Troxel and his staff are dealing with right now with a young team.
And, again, a lot of times it centers around 3 or 4 plays in a ball game. And had that 3rd and 1 and didn't get the first down. And that gave the ball to Columbia. And they took full advantage of it, driving down the field, 75 yards.
Last kickoff had went into the end zone in the opposite direction. See if Lafayette gets an opportunity to return this one here. Remember, Ja'Kyrie Henry took 190 yards last week, called back by a holding call. We'll see what happens here.
It is Page and Henley back there. It will come down to Henley. He calls for a fair catch. It'll come out to the 25. So no time off the clock. That's the good news. And let's see what the Leopards have in a 1-minute offense as opposed to the 2-minute.
1 minute offense. 3 timeouts, got a lot of time here. Again, what you don't want to do is turn it over. So you want to get off to a good start here. You're starting at the 30 or the 25-yard line, which is nice. So you want one explosive play. If you can get an explosive play, get an 8, 10, 12-yard gain, then you can open it up, come right back to the line of scrimmage, and you have timeouts in your pocket. So I'd like to see Lafayette use the middle of the field, Gary, something they haven't done. Maybe a tight end, Hosick, down the middle of the field. Maybe get Carson Persing in between the hash marks. Everything they really throw is boundary and sideline.
Well, we've seen Kente Edwards go 70 yards and 51 yards. So he needs a small space to put up 6. Fake the pitch, back to throw. DeNova will fire downfield and throw it away, I think. The only one in the area was Keener.
Well, they were trying to get the ball to Hosick on that fake quick jet play and then get the tight end who arc releases down the middle. I think he had him, but obviously Dean did not see it that way. Maybe a linebacker had gotten into his vision lane as you go incomplete on first down.
That Columbia drive, 11 plays, 75 yards, took 5 minutes and 27 seconds. And the ball off to Kente. Kente will get it up to the 30, pick up 5. And it's going to bring up a 3rd and 5. Nobody's stopping the clock. It's running.
I was thinking Columbia now would take an opportunity to stop the clock and maybe get the football back with 30 seconds, but I think the way they've played in the first half, up and down, similar to Lafayette, they're probably just want to get in and talk about it. And I think Lafayette's in a position right here where they're willing to go in with the lead at halftime.
I agree with you. They would have stopped the clock, obviously, if they thought otherwise. They might be able to run it down and then try to throw a bomb yet.
Well, you see that first play, they're trying to get a chunk play on first down, and something got in the vision of Dean DeNoble, the Hosick, on that quick seam route. So they were trying to get the ball in the middle, but a pretty good half by Lafayette so far. A few mistakes they need to clean up.
They'll get a penalty here at 4 seconds.
Timeout.
Or delay a game.
Lafayette.
They call a timeout.
The first
instead.
of the half.
No
30
penalty.
seconds.
And I would assume they're going to take a knee here or throw a bomb.
Yeah, I guess they just didn't want to give up the 5 yards in a penalty. You have an opportunity here maybe to throw a Hail Mary. I know Dean's got a strong arm, but that's probably a 70-yard throw. I don't think you want to take any chances, go in with halftime lead. Probably should have been up another touchdown. But again, a lot to talk about at halftime for both teams. And I'm impressed, Gary, with the way Columbia came out. Pretty clean half, didn't turn the football over, had the one mistake on the kickoff. But this being their first game, Lafayette's 4th, not a bad half for Columbia.
184 yards total yards for Lafayette, 162 for Columbia. And this is a good ball game. Obviously, no one has taken control. And let's see what the Leopards decide to do here in the final play of the first half. Why not? Go to Kente Edwards. He'll pick up another 5 or 6 yards before he heads into the locker room. Kente's going to be close to 100 yards rushing as he goes into the locker room. He's going to have 90 or 91.
This is the end of the first half.
And that will be the end of the first. And that's not good news. Lafayette does have the lead at the moment. And the Leopards will get the ball at the 25-yard line. Columbia on defense. And Lafayette again has had that 10-point lead reduced to just 3. And they'll bring their offense out on the field. Good first half for Kente Edwards, as we mentioned, 92 first half rushing yards. And it's becoming kind of typical. Last week, 255 yards.
Another really good day so far. We'll see what Lafayette does here coming out in the second half. So
Mike Joseph and Gary Laubach up here in the booth. Glad you're with us. John B. Bowman is our spotter, as he has been for years and years and years. Here's Kente. Watch out. Probably one tackler away from going all the way, but he'll pick up 13 good yards all the way up to the 33-yard line. Justin Townsend, defensive end, is there to make the tackle.
Yeah, beautifully done on the outside here by Basha and Wilson. They get out on the edge, and you add in Hosick, one of the best tight end blockers in the league. You get the edge.
A refreshed Kente Edwards will pick up another good 2 or 3 yards. Justin Townsend there to make the tackle.
Don't see Lafayette actually go to the edge as much. You know, with the players they have and the speed they have offensively, you'd think you'd see a little bit more jet sweep, some speed sweep, that type of stuff. So that's the first time we've seen Kente get to the edge on the outside zone play out of the pistol formation. Usually he's in the sidecar like this, but out of that pistol, a good pickup. Now second down, a little bit behind the sticks here.
One-on-one, Elijah Stewart down here at the bottom of the field. See if they look for him back to throw it. And getting pressure that time and getting rid of the football.
Look, they were trying to set up a screen here into the
Kente.
boundary. Yeah, and
Wasn't set up very well.
no, it wasn't. It was man-to-man coverage, as you saw somebody run with Elijah Stewart man-to-man. Now Lafayette in a situation here, 3rd down and long. See if they can pick this up. Nothing wrong with punting the football here if you don't get this, but you don't want to force the football if you're dealing with that nickel defense on the field for Columbia. They're going to sprint out.
Roll back, fire downfield. Oh, nice throw. All the way down to the 45-yard line, a 15-yard pickup. Carson Persing with the catch. Persing again, this time with his 3rd catch of the year. Good pickup down to the 44-yard line.
Here's Persing right here. Nicely done right there. A good throw here as well.
That's a perfect throw.
To try to catch the defense with the same personnel on the field, because if you don't substitute, the defense can, but has to take it on quickly to get their players in the field. So Lafayette again here trips to the bottom. Kente Edwards can take it to the house at any time. This is that red zone, approaching that red zone again here. This is Penza.
This is Penza. Penza, a very quick run, and he does get the corner. Didn't look like he was going to get anything out of that. But Jason Penza, the sophomore, good runner. He had 74 yards on 12 carries coming into the game. Charlie Newton is there again to make the tackle. No doubt that Charlie Newton is their best defensive player.
Well, they brought Penza in right here to run that quarterback follow, and they ran it right into the blitz. So a good call by Columbia as they had the right defense for the right play. But a big third down here for Lafayette. They're right on the edge. This would be somewhere around a 45-yard field goal.
Penza gained just a yard on that play. There goes Kente with that great cut. And he's got a first down to the 21-yard line. Caleb Solomon is there to make the tackle along with Liam Donaher. And Kente Edward continues to pick up big yardage. That is a gain of 7.
A nice job by Spencer Adams and Reed Collins on the right side there as you're going to get a quick throw here to the outside.
It'll be a short gain. It'll be to the 16-yard line. That's a gain of 5. Good first down. As Mike said, stay ahead of the sticks. Eli Stewart there with a catch.
We're in the red zone again here in Lafayette. Again, they're pretty good today. They've scored twice. They do have a field goal. But this is where the area where you got to have touchdowns, especially in a 3-point game in your opening drive here of the second half. Again, trips to the top. Let's see if they maybe try to get the ball down. It's unbalanced to the top of your screen. Your two backs in the backfield now. Lafayette's going to take a timeout.
Lafayette did not get that play off in time.
Timeout.
And that forces a Lafayette timeout.
And that's kind of a mistake there, Gary. You want to save those in a tight game. You don't want to give away timeouts. They had 3 at the end of the first half. Now they're down to 2. We'll see if that plays into the second half of this game.
So timeouts.
A lot of coverage back there, so there's a lot of hands, a lot of bodies. As you're going to see the trips formation go to the top of your screen here and unbalanced to the top. So
see what offensive coordinator TJ DeMuzio has in his bucket of plays.
Elijah Stewart is actually ineligible at the top of your screen.
It's Kente. Again, the patience, waiting for a hole to develop. Not much developed there. Liam Donager is there to make the tackle at around the 13-yard line. So a gain of 3 brings up a 3rd and 2.
I think Lafayette thought they could pop one in there on a 2nd and short. Now they're down to 3rd down. Not been great on 3rd downs, less than 50% for this game. Got to find a way to pick up this first down here. 2 backs in the backfield again.
Kente again. Kente bounces off 1, but he can't get more than he gets to the 14. He actually lost a yard on the play.
I don't know. That's kind of odd. The play, I guess they think that we're going for it on 4th down, and that's what it looks like they're going to do. But 2 running plays that really have gone nowhere. Trying to bounce that, and a really nice job on the outside there by Charlie Newton's played a whale of a game. 4th down.
See if they put the ball in the air here. They're going to roll out to Noble. They'll fire wide open downfield, headed to the end zone, but getting knocked down as the ball is caught by Mason Keener. Keener will take it down to the 3-yard line, a pickup of 11 yards.
Yeah, again, too much cushion by the corner. That was way too easy for Mason Keener.
Kente easy. One good move, foot in the ground, and go to his right, and the hole wide open. Great job by that offensive line.
Yeah, and I think the thinking there by TJ DeMuzio, the offensive coordinator, and Coach Troxel was we're in 4-down territory. As you see, Reed Collins had a really nice series there. Again, just get everybody on the edge. What a job by Spencer Adams there. And also Reed Collins just opening that up, and the sophomore walks it in for the touchdown.
3rd touchdown of the day for Kente Edwards. He came in with 7. He now has 10 touchdowns on the year. Extra point is up. The extra point by Jack Simonetta is good. And Lafayette has themselves a 10-point lead again. 9:21 to go. You're watching Lafayette football on ESPN+. Here you get a look at the big play as Lafayette kicks the ball off down to, and no fair catch call at the 3-yard line. That's Cruz. Cruz will take it up, and he has rushing. Plenty of room. He'll get knocked out of bounds. He takes a pretty good shot, no flag, at the 44-yard line.
Yeah, Cruz is a really good runner. He runs out, gets hit out of bounds there, and again, no call as Max Dubon puts a hit on him. Watch this hit right here as he cuts to the outside. Really good block there as well, and watch him come all the way into your living room and knocks over all of the refreshments.
That's the kicker making the tackle.
That boy, Mac.
He might move into the linebacker position with that hit. Ball on the 44-yard line. Good return.
Yeah. His dad, Jeff Dubon, was a defensive back here with me. A very good defensive back. Tough as nails. Yeah. I'm thinking it might be a targeting call on the block because somebody came in on our first angle and it looked like there was either a crackback block or something that happened to a Lafayette defender. And I'm thinking it was actually happened to Derek LeBouf, who actually got hit late from the opposite side. So maybe we could run it back and take another look at it. But I think we might have a targeting call here, which would really set the Lions back.
The last Lafayette drive, 14 plays, 75 yards, 5 minutes and 39 seconds. Here's a look.
Yeah, again, this isn't the end of it here. We got to have to take it back a little bit further. A little bit of a face mask right there. But it was far beyond that, back to around the 25 or 24-yard line where one of the Columbia defenders kind of came from outside and ended up taking out a Lafayette player really high around the head and neck area. Here, you're going to see it here. Maybe if we can get another look at it. Number 93 right here. Boom. That is helmet to helmet with the crown of the helmet. Wow, that's Luke Walker, a D lineman. Boy.
I didn't see anyone throw a flag.
No, I think
so it must be maybe from upstairs.
You got it.
Yeah.
Exactly what I was thinking too, Gary. Let's take a look at Luke Walker right here, 93, right in the middle of your screen. Boom. I mean, it's face to face. It doesn't look like he lowered his helmet to hit with the crown, but it was a vicious hit on the Lafayette defender on Derek LeBeau right there. And I don't know if. Now, it's depending on what they see in the booth, if there's any intent. Remember, you got a hit with the crown of your helmet, which is just above your forehead with intent. But again, up top that high and almost from a position where you're indefensible. So we'll see it right. Maybe we'll get another look at it as well. But defender does see him. So that makes a difference too.
Going back to Kente Edwards, who's having quite a day. Again, 119 yards rushing, 6.3 yards per carry, 3 touchdowns. His longest today, 14 yards. As we mentioned, when Kente came into the ball game with a number of national stats, he's number 1 in the nation in touchdowns. He's now up to 10. Number 2 in the nation in rushing at 409 coming in. So he's now at 528 yards rushing. Number 1 in scoring and had 3 more touchdowns. He's got 17.
Yeah.
And 2 times Patriot League Offensive Player of the Week the last 2 weeks. And he's in position to do it again, as we will get the call eventually from referee Justin Ackley.
Yeah.
After further review, the ruling on the field is upheld. There is no foul for targeting. Number 93 from Columbia may remain in the game. It will be first down.
That's a big deal right there because that gets the ball out over the 40-yard line. Good field position.
A big sigh of relief for Luke Walker to make that hit. And you get a good look at it. Good camera work for our guys. Griffin Johnson in the backfield with Chase Goodwin. They'll start this drive on the 43-yard line after that good run back. 2-step drop, firing out here, and Lafayette closes very quickly.
Nice job coming up there by Christian.
Backup D is in there to make the tackle.
Christian Watson did a good job coming up as well. Just these linebackers a little bit overrunning a little bit here. Very active and good speed, as John Leon pointed out at halftime.
Johnson in the backfield. He'll leave the backfield and intercepted. That's Donner down there, and he makes a great catch. Dodert with the interception, and Lafayette finally showing some good hands on the other side of the football. as they get the first turnover of the ball game, and it's in Columbia territory, and it is a huge turnover. Lafayette will have the football at the 44-yard line in Columbia territory.
Well, Kevin Dodert, he dropped one last week, so you know he thought about that entire week about getting that back. And what a job he did there from Fort Worth, Texas. Again, we always talk about throwing from one hash to the opposite side of the field. It takes long. That's like a 30-yard throw all the way to the outside, and what Dodert does is he gets underneath it. Anytime it's quick game like that, you want to get width and not depth. Dodert's a great football player, and he's shown he deserves to be on the field. He's thinking that should be my second one, not my first one, but a big turnover, and we'll see what Lafayette does here to capitalize and maybe, hopefully, try to make this a 3-score game.
They very often go big after a turnover. Ethan Weber in the backfield with Dean DeNoble. See if they go for it all. He's rolling. He's looking. He's firing. He's got his man. And catching the football is Carson Persing, and able to turn it upfield on a good play as Caleb Solomon is there to make the tackle, the free safety. But at the 26-yard line, Mike, that's a 18-yard pickup.
I love watching Carson Persing. I mean, he does everything right. He blocks downfield. He makes catches. He can. Another one to the outside. There's a penalty flag there.
It's in the area of holding, so we'll see
that back.
And I made a mistake. They're celebrating 200 years here at Lafayette this year. That's not the 20-yard line. It's the 25.
Got him.
Back to Noble, firing into the end zone. And is it a touchdown? No. They're going to call him out of bounds on the 1-yard line. Making the catch is Ethan Hozak, the young man from Allentown Central Catholic High School, just 20 minutes away from Lafayette. And that will be a gain of 24 yards. First and goal from the 1. And let's take a look at the pass play.
Yeah, they fake the jet and they go back or cross, so it's basically just a waggle play. Great job by Hosek getting his feet in, and that should be a touchdown.
That was really run quickly, almost before anybody got set. Ethan Weber gets the final yard. I don't see a flag down. There's all kinds of movement going, and it's going to be a touchdown.
Illegal substitution. Defense. 12 players on the field at the snap. The penalty is declined. Result of the play is a touchdown.
So the Leopards put back-to-back touchdowns together, and they now lead this one by a 30-14 score. Good drive by the Leopards.
Yeah, that was the first play right there that they did not get in, and then they come right back quickly on the football. Watch the push they get up front here again, just between Kinney, Spencer Adams. Beautifully done as the extra point oncoming by Jack.
The defense wasn't set at all.
No.
For Weber, that's his second touchdown of the year. The extra point is good. And Lafayette up by 17. 6:45 to go, third quarter.
Well done. We haven't mentioned, but Jack Simonetta perfect on extra points. Okay, let's take another look at this right here. So we're going to get the quick look or the quick fake toss and then bootleg. So everybody is taking their man across the field, and everything's going in this direction except Hosak, who's going to get behind the defense here. So it's almost like a Y hide and drag. You fake the quick jet, you get everything buddy moving, and then a nice job by Dean DeNoble by letting him clear the linebacker. And as he does that, he delivers a dime to his big tight end. I tell you what, Hosak, when he scores, Lafayette normally wins.
Dean DeNoble having a typical Dean DeNoble game. 11 for 15, 127 yards, 73%. He's got a 40-yard pass in his numbers today, and not unusual. Dean came in completing 58% of his passes, and that's a little low for him, and he certainly is raising that number here today.
Efficiency, Gary. He's very efficient, and when he does not turn it over, Lafayette wins. I'm telling you, he's the type of guy. Big turnover there by Goodwin on the other side. Great play. Give a lot of credit to Kevin Dodert for setting that up.
Cruz and Covey to receive the kickoff by Lafayette. This is a short one, as Walters is there to make the catch. 1st and 10 in favor of Columbia. And we haven't seen Michael Walters so far in the second half, but he had a good first half. He's just a freshman, 6'2", 225. And Columbia will put the ball in play at their own 33-yard line.
Kind of almost think this is a must drive to answer, Gary. The turnover on the last drive, interception by Dodard. We'll see if Lafayette kind of sits back a little bit, plays a little zone defense. 7 guys in the box here, kind of forcing them to throw the football.
It is Walters with the ball, and I like him. He's good freshman, is Michael Walters. As we mentioned, 6'2", 225.
Officials
Lafayette has an
timeout for
injury
a
down on
defensive
the
injury.
field. It looks like Christian Watson, a cornerback, a freshman cornerback. He started today's ball game.
Yep. Remember, Lafayette is without really their starting cornerback today. The guy got
Xavier
surgery.
Johnson.
Yep,
Yep.
Xavier Johnson, and also Ryan Gatson, who played last week with a cast on his hand, played exceptionally well last week.
Really no change with Ryan. They just want to protect him a little bit
Correct.
until they get into Patriot League play. Coach Troxel told me he should be back in a couple of weeks. Xavier with an Achilles injury. He'll be back too in a couple of weeks.
So they're going to get stronger. You know, Coach Trox mentioned that a few times.
Especially in the secondary. Yeah, for sure. And this secondary has played pretty well today. The ball on the 39-yard line, 1st and 10. Oh, check that. It is 2nd and 4 from the 39. Good move. Again, it's Walters. Walters is going to be special. He takes it up to the Lafayette 46-yard line. That's a gain of 15 yards. Make it 14. They'll mark it back a yard.
Oh. Okay. Well, now there we go.
Back to throw. Looking downfield. And that's a good completion by Goodwin. Making that catch is Braden Doherty, the tight end.
Braden Doherty had a touchdown in the last game against Lafayette last year up in New York. Again, you see the explosiveness here with this offense, moving the ball right down the field.
This young man has been part of that. Walters, he's a different kind of runner. As he gets it down to the 18-yard line, that's a gain of 7. He's got some bulk to him and stays low, and Callahan Blair is there to make the tackle.
Again, Lafayette chunk plays right here. Good job throwing the football. That two tight end route down the center, it was almost like somebody was in the wrong area, but Doherty comes down with the catch, and something you don't want to do is give up a quick score after you take a 17-point lead.
Rolling is Goodwin. And Goodwin will have the ball caught at the 10-yard line. Gain of 8. Titus Evans.
Officials timeout for an offensive injury.
Titus Evans is down on the sidelines. He's had a good ball game, his wide receiver spot.
And good scrambling ability there by Goodwin to get out. He delivers a strike. See if he's in bounds here. Yep, definitely got that right foot down. Goodwin's got a couple catches here. He's a guy that does a nice job coming back to the quarterback. Again, they moving the football right down the field. This has kind of been the MO for Lafayette on both sides. I mean, remember, they came into the game, Gary, scoring 30, but giving up 30 on the other side. So,
but you can't blame all that on the defense.
No, not at all.
A couple of touchdowns came from the offense.
Right, exactly.
Giving the ball to the defense. Lafayette, the opponent's averaging 29.7 points per ball game. And Lafayette scoring at 30.3 per game.
Let's see if his left foot hits out of bounds first before the right. I don't know if that right foot's down right there.
I think it is.
I think it is too. Yeah, I think his right foot is down inbounds prior to the left hitting. So I don't think there's any chance that that's not going to be overturned. We're just stopped here because of the injury, and Titus Evans still down on the sideline. Looks like a cramp. It is warm today, Gary. It's a little warmer. I mean, we've had that really nice weather, the 60s, 70s, and today was in the 80s. So If anything, I tell you what, this break here in the action is helping Lafayette.
Yes, it is. They had good momentum going for themselves.
Titus Evans, a good-looking young receiver.
So Titus Evans is up, and Titus on the day had 4 catches.
The ruling
He
on
was
the field of
leading
a completed
receiver,
pass
66
is under further
yards.
review.
They're going to check. Our director said that his foot was out of bounds before he made the catch. So he called up to the booth and he said, I want this reviewed. So we think he's wrong. And this will prove it.
Yeah, I think his right foot was down, and I don't know if anybody has any better camera work. You know, we talked to the some of the referees that are in the booth doing these reviews before the game, and we told them, you're going to have plenty of angles because we have the best crew in the nation. I would put our guys up against anybody. Football knowledge-wise, IQ. Take a look at his right foot. Does that come down first, or does the left come down first?
That's a good catch.
Yeah, I think his right toe touched down just before the left foot. Get another angle at it here. That's okay. First angle was Olivia. Second angle was Zane. And this is Charles Martin's angle, which I think is going to tell you that it is a catch. Watch his right toe.
Well, with all these
Bang,
angles, how
right
did
there.
Director Chris Zaya get it wrong?
Is Chris at home, or is he in the
He's outside to watch him in the truck. He's not home.
Great job. Great camera work. I think that's going to stand. And I think that's going to make it first and goal. Am I correct, Gary?
The ball is on the 10-yard line, and I think you're right. They've taken the chains away.
Yeah. The worst first and goal to get, Gary, is first and goal at the 10, isn't that?
Yeah, right.
Isn't it?
Exactly.
First and goal at the 10 is something you don't want. But yeah, wow, look at
They're
this.
taking a long time to make this decision. Look at that shot.
Yeah. We had another shot here in the booth of a close-up of the feet.
Let's go back to that one.
Yeah, let's show that one if we can, as we get some of the fans. Great crowd here tonight. Lafayette, Friday night football, Friday night lights here.
It's a good catch. Definitely is a good catch.
Taking some time though, but I tell you, I think this benefits Lafayette because they were getting kind of pushed around a little bit defensively, and we'll take another look at it. Now we got a little zoom. There it is. Boom. Toe is down. Again, you can't see the hands at that point in time, but take my word for it. I think that is a good catch, which means they're probably going to overrule it.
Chris is hoping that it's inconclusive, but they don't use that word anymore.
Yes.
They only have 2 words they're allowed to use now, upheld or overturned.
You know what's nice, Gary, though? We're back in the booth.
We're here.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
We went without being here.
Yeah, we're going to be here a while.
Yeah, we are.
Lafayette has home games with Princeton, Fordham, and Bucknell coming up. Princeton next week as we stay in the Ivy, and then Patriot League play.
Yeah, Princeton, that's going to be a good ball game, Princeton. Always a good ball game when the Orange come to town.
Then Lafayette, after that, will travel to
After
Oregon
further
State.
review, the receiver's foot was out of bounds before he completed the catch. It is an incomplete pass.
Wow.
It will be 3rd down and 3 for Columbia at the 18-yard line.
What? Oh, my goodness. He just ruined our night.
Gary often uses oh my, and then this time he used what? Well, maybe he didn't have control of the football, but I didn't hear that. But anyway, a break for Lafayette. It is, though, it brings up, I think it's still 2nd down, correct, Gary? 2nd down and short?
No, it's third.
Three,
It's
yeah.
third, and it's not short.
And see if the Leopards are going to blitz here. Doesn't look like they're going to bring a blitz, but it got 3-on-3 at the top, which tells me Lafayette's going to bring some pressure here.
3rd and 3. Nobody in the backfield. It's empty.
Got to get home. No
Back
pressure.
to throw is Goodwin. Goodwin looking, firing it out. That's not a good pass, but coming back to the ball to make a good catch is a nice job. I'm not sure the spot was terrific, but the catch certainly was. Christian Carty there to make the grab.
Well, the one time we did see Kevin Doder get under this route took way too long to get there. And again, a soft throw. I guess he caught it right on the 10-yard line when he came down with it, so it is going to be a 1st down. But, and there's Lafayette just giving up. Same thing. Young defensive backs giving up way too much cushion on a 3rd down and 3. Got to trust yourself.
1st and 10 from the 15. Waiting for the blocks to form before Walters makes his cut. He is not easy to bring down. Gets it down to the 11, 4-yard gain.
Well, you can see what's happening with the running backs for Columbia. Watch how he's setting this up. He's letting the Lafayette linebackers over pursue. So watch how slowly he takes it to the edge. He's waiting for the linebackers to over pursue, and then he's cutting it back. And a better job that time inside by Michael Vaughn, staying home on the backside.
Back to throw it. Goodwin looking, firing, got his big tight end catching the ball. Doherty. And Beckham D, the inside linebacker there to make the
Officials time
tackle.
out for a defensive injury.
Ball at the 1 yard line, first and goal to go. A pickup of 10. Lafayette has a player down, Dominic Salvatelli, just a sophomore out of Worcester, Massachusetts. For 98, defensive lineman.
Yeah, again, can't afford to lose him. You got a great rotation going on there, but Columbia taking some time here and given the offense for Lafayette to get their time to catch their breath as well. We've seen some quick scoring by Lafayette and as Columbia. Columbia's going to win some ball games in this league. I mean, they've got a nice balance to their offense. Again, you just have to have got it down to the 1 there on that little pitch and catch to the outside. We'll see if Lafayette here first and goal at the 1-2.
See if they go right to Walters. He's got it. No, he got stood up. He did not get in. Wow, what a good play by the Lafayette defensive line. And now we're going to get a penalty flag. Oh, my.
Pretty much going to be down over again.
Beckham D in on the tackle.
Once the whistle blows, Michael Vaughn very upset with himself. Lafayette with a roughing the passer penalty in the red zone, and now this.
After the play, personal foul, defense, number 95. Half the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
So it is first and goal to go now from the half-yard line. Take another look at it. It's a great stop.
Yeah, I mean, to stand up a guy like that right there, Vaughn's just kind of running him back, and then here, the push. Yeah, that's just unnecessary. That's undisciplined, unnecessary. He doesn't need to do it as here comes Vaughn again. Wow, nice
Does
play.
not get in again. Paul Waterman, by the way, was the initial hit on the last play, and there's Beckham D coming up to make that play. Beckham D is an outstanding looking freshman.
So
Transfer
good.
from Penn State. Came in number 3 in the team in tackles.
Time he shot the gap in the backside A gap and got to the legs.
Well, they lost the penalty. Back to the 1 yard line.
Penetration here.
Oh my, back to throw it is Goodwin getting pressure, and he just has to throw it away. Good job by Lafayette putting some pressure on Goodwin. Jalen Edwards was in there.
Yep. Darson Genty.
Genty was in there.
You know who we haven't seen tonight, Gary, is Robert Stevens. Hasn't played. So I wonder, I did not know he was not going to play tonight, but he has been out of the ball game, and he is obviously their number 1 tackler defensively. But you don't lose a lot when you have Widerman and Beckham D in there, and obviously Darson Genty.
He was given to me as a starter.
Yeah, I think you've seen
by
him.
Coach Troxel, Robert Stevens, 11 tackles in the Bowling Green game.
It's a big play right here. I think they're in 4-down territory either way.
Griffin Johnson in there now, but just a block. Back firing over the middle. Is that a good catch? No. Ball's on the ground.
Well, that was flag.
Now here comes a flag. Oh, my.
Hit was high to the head.
That was D again.
But
Beckham D with the coverage. Let's take a look.
If it's not interference, it's not targeting because it was a hit from the shoulder. Boy,
Well, let's hold on and see what the call is.
we got a good look at it, so you'll get a good look at it as well as they talk it over. It looked like the defensive back lowered his left shoulder, and it was not helmet-to-helmet contact.
Doesn't look like it's all that emphatic. They're really talking now about whether it was indeed a penalty.
Well, when you run a slant into traffic, you have to expect some contact, and so does the referee and the back judge.
Take a look at it before we get the call.
So watch Edwards. He's on the back of the defense of the wide receiver, and then the shoulder. Yeah, it's all shoulder.
Personal
Darson
foul,
Gentry.
targeting, defense, number 9.
That's not
The
targeting.
previous play is under further review.
It's not even
It's a
close to targeting.
It's a shoulder. He led with a shoulder.
Again, is that if
and
it's
not in the head area?
So my question is, is it a penalty or is it just a chance to be targeting? I mean, he does it from the back view that we had. He lowers the left shoulder and turns himself out of the way, and the helmet never makes contact. So I just think it's a call they have to review. But I think, hopefully this will come up in Lafayette's favor. But I don't see any way that this is a targeting call. The helmet never made contact.
So Columbia had the ball first and goal to go from the half-yard line. And they have only lost a half a yard in this sequence. And we'll see whether or not this targeting call holds up.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Again, we're 150 yards away. So that back judge was within 6-7 yards of it. But I think once they review this, you'll see Darson Genty now. Very active player. Take a look at Genty, number 8, coming. Watch him turn his entire body, lead with the left hand or the left shoulder, yeah. And if anything, it's the side of the helmets that make contact. But again, when you go in that area, there's congestion. You got to expect hits in that area.
He led with the shoulder, and he did not hit the head.
Yeah. And he did separate the receiver from the football as well.
I mean, I could see maybe calling a late hit, but I wouldn't even agree with that.
But my question is, if it's not targeting, okay, is it still a penalty? There can't be, right? So it's 4th down.
Correct. I mean, it's either targeting or it isn't.
Right, either way. But so there's no flag for targeting. It's just a look at it for targeting.
Well, he called it.
Okay.
He called targeting. Now it's a matter of whether it stands.
Right. Okay.
So whether it's upheld or overturned, those are the two options.
And I think either way, Columbia, I think they're in 4-down territory.
Oh, they have to go for it. They're on the 1-yard line.
I don't think. I mean, even though a field goal gets you within 2 scores, 14 points, I think you're still in a position.
But how about the Lafayette goal line stance so far?
Yeah.
Wow. There have been some crushing hits down there.
Lafayette this year, they've been, and you and I have watched over the years how good they've been in the red zone. They've done a nice job, really, for the last couple years in the red zone. Opponents' 4th down conversions, if that happens, is only 50%. 4 for 8 against Lafayette on 4th down conversions. So we'll see if this gets to a 4th down. We've had 3 of these tonight, Karen.
We've had plenty of conversations, that's for sure.
Here's the call right here.
After further review, there is no foul for targeting on defense number 8. He may remain in the game. It will be 4th down.
Yeah.
Well, it's 1-1
right?
now, right? Zaya gets 1. We get 1.
We get 1. Hey, big down here for Lafayette. Again, we mentioned it. Opponents' 4th down conversions. Lafayette has been 8. They have converted 4 opponents, so 50-50 shot. And I tell you what, you and I have witnessed a lot of good goal line stands on this field by Lafayette.
Yes, we sure have.
The past 5 or 6 years.
Johnson is in there. Johnson has it. No, he does not. The quarterback kept it and not caught. It is not caught. An incomplete pass. What a stance at the goal line by Lafayette. They stopped him on the 1. They got a penalty to the half-yard line.
Ruling on the field is an incomplete forward pass.
A loss of
It'll be 1st down.
Wow. Beckham D. Look at that young man. He's a freshman. He is pumped up.
I think you get to ring the bell for that.
He does. He's ready, too. Ring the bell for Lafayette.
Wow, what a stand right there. They went with the inside zone play right there. Beckham D with the tackle in the backfield. Then they get good pressure on Goodwin. He has to throw it away. Here's the non-call for the targeting. And they go to a zone read play and let their quarterback, who's not a big ball carrier, so penetration to the mesh point, just like Lafayette had last week at Georgetown. What a job by Beckham D.
Well, Lafayette now has to be a little careful on the offensive end. The ball on the 1-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Leopards. They want to try to move it out of here and give themselves a little bit of room to play with.
Who's the running back in there, Gary? Is that okay, yep, Kente.
Kente Edwards, yep.
Get the ball. I don't like shotgun on the...
He's got it. He's got a little bit of space. He'll get out to the 6, pick up 5.
Nice. I was thinking go 99. Were you? With his speed?
Well, we'll take 94.
Yeah, absolutely.
Donaher is there to make the tackle. Liam Donaher. middle linebacker.
Got to be close to 130 yards, got 125 yards.
Now, well, they didn't give him credit yet on the stat sheet, but he's up to at least 125.
How about starting your year with three consecutive 100-yard, a 200, and scoring 10 of 12 touchdowns. Wow, what a start for the young man from North Huntington.
No, not in the fourth quarter yet.
Not yet. 6 left here.
2nd and 5. He's got a little room here. He gets the edge. That's a good tackle. Wow. That's a terrific tackle by Carter McCray. The cornerback right on the knees. We're going to bring down Kente. That's the way to get to him. Just knock those legs out from under him.
Did you think he was going to get the edge for a second?
I did.
Boy, I love that. I remember we used to watch Ross Sherman when he got the ball, bang, gone, right? Guys like Eric Marsh, and boy, I tell you what, he's something special. And Lafayette did get the ball out, get a first down, so important on a drive like that where you're pinned back.
A little more room now to do what they want to do from the 12. Backfiring, good pitch, good catch. That gets them to the 13, caught by Eli. Eli Stewart with the catch. For Eli, that is, well, again, we're waiting for them to update all the stats.
Kind of get the feeling you're waiting for Eli with a little stop and go. He ran a gorgeous stop and go last week, a little out and up route against Georgetown for a beautiful throw and pitch and catch between him and Dean.
We saw plenty of long passes last year, not so much this year.
Yep. Started off the game, though, Mason Keener with a big 40-yarder, setting up that first touchdown. 2 backs in the backfield here.
Kente takes a pretty good lick, but he's close to a first. They're going to give him a first down, I think. Looks like they'll mark it at the 22. That's a gain of 6. Man, he picks up 5-6 no matter what. Douglas is in on the tackle. Jeremiah Douglas, strong safety. That's it. The third quarter, I think, will come to a close.
If it's just timeout for a defensive injury.
Oh, we got a defensive injury by Columbia. That stops the clock. I don't think Lafayette will run another play. Down for Columbia. Number 34 is Jeremiah Douglas, of strong safety.
Yeah, well, watch the hit. I don't know if we have a replay of this, but watch the Kente Edwards collision. And we talked about the contact balance, and Phil talked about it at halftime as well, but he delivers the blow.
Yes, he does.
Absolutely. And it looked like Douglas went low on him and really got the brunt of it. I mean, he's 5'10", 195 pounds, and runs a 4.4 40.
Looks like he hurt his shoulder a little bit. So we'll see once they wind the clock up again whether Lafayette's interested in running another play. It'll be 1st and 10 from their own 22-yard line.
I think this is where Lafayette takes a shot as you get a good look at John Poppy right there. He's done a really nice job since he's got here. Division III head coach, much like Coach Troxel, bringing that type of effort. And
it's been a 14-0 third quarter for Lafayette. So credit to the D, credit to the offense.
I'm looking for a nice little pump and go here to Elijah.
They're not going to run play, Mike. They're going to just go right into the fourth quarter.
Yep.
So it'll be the end of the third quarter. Lafayette up by 17. 15 minutes
This is the
to
end
go.
of the third quarter.
From President Hurd and Megan, excellent job in the chat as the 200th anniversary all year long being celebrated here at Lafayette. Jakiri Henley in the backfield after a couple of Kente Edwards runs. 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line. Jakiri has it. Shows a little Kente patience as he'll pick up 3 yards on the carry. The tackle made by Joshua Powell, the defensive end.
There's something about an offensive line when you can churn out first downs. It's almost a little demoralizing to the defense when you're up 14 or 17 points and you can continue to run the ball consecutively. And Lafayette's done that the last 5 plays and churned out 2 first downs.
Mike, you and I both came into the season highly touting our wide receivers and Dean DeNoble. But with this rushing attack, Lafayette has done a great job of taking time off the clock, moving the ball. I mean, it does kind of negate the passing attack a little bit, but it's very successful. Kellen Patterson is there, the defensive tackle, to make that tackle. Big 3rd and 5 now for Lafayette. They've got to get to the 46.
Big down here for the Columbia defense. They have to find a way to get off the field here. A first down here would be really tough for them to swallow. They're lining up in their nickel. A little 3-4, 4 over the top. They've been in a lot of this umbrella type defense, giving up things underneath. We'll see what Lafayette does here.
Dean rolls, looks, trying to find a black shirt, fakes out a potential tackler, and he's going to be a yard shy of a first down at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, Dean comes up a little bit gimpy right there. I wonder if he got kind of stepped on the back of his heel. Yeah, it looked like the defender rolled over on the back of his heel. But a good job by him buying some time. And again, not throwing it into traffic. He didn't force it. He didn't try to throw it across his body. That's a senior quarterback, knowing the score, knowing the time of possession, and understanding that kicking the ball is not the worst thing in the world as Christian Bush comes in.
Covey is back to receive the Bush punt.
Whoa.
Oh, that's a beautiful punt. And look at that. It's Mike's 9-iron as it hit and backed up. The perfect punt. That is a 50-yard punt. 4-20. It was a good game.
Oh, that was a good game. Yeah, good quarterback for Monmouth.
Back to throw from his end zone. Moving around. Quarterback, he's been rushed all day. Chase Goodwin. Putting some pressure on him was Jaylon Joseph.
You saw the speed of Jaylon right there. He was closing on Goodwin. Let's go back to that last possession. Lafayette started at their own one after the goal line stand and ended up kicking the football down inside the 10-yard line. What a possession. If ever a possession ends with no points, that's what you wanted. A couple first downs and a great kick by Christian Bush.
2nd and 10. Back to throw again is Goodwin. And this time he throws a strike down to the 24-yard line. And Columbia in a little bit of hurry up as they have to be. Cole Freeman makes the catch at the 24, a gain of 18.
This is where the Lafayette defense now, again, they came into the game with 6 sacks. They've got 2 tonight. This is where you got to pin your ears back. You've made this team now one-dimensional where they have to be able to throw the football right now.
Back to throw. Looking, firing, and it's dropped. Fired it over the middle. Tough pass to catch. Thrown hard. Griffin Johnson, the intended receiver.
Yeah, there's Robert Stevens in there. I wonder if he was nicked up a little bit. Haven't seen a ton of him tonight. Seen him and Beckham D and a lot of Paul Weiderman all playing well. Guy with speed and can run down the quarterback. Use him a lot in spy situations. Reminds you a little bit of a Marco Olivas, right? Here he comes on a blitz.
Back to throw, firing over the middle, and that's going to be a nice defensive play. What a good hit that time for Lafayette. Coming up to make the stick for the Leopards was Christian Watson, that freshman.
Yeah, if you can do it better in zone, I don't know how. I mean, that's just a great job by him breaking on the football, not touching the receiver in the back, and then getting there at the time of contact. Beautifully done. Big 3rd down and 10 here. You wonder if they're in 4-down territory.
10 minutes to go now in the 4th quarter. Back to throw, firing over the middle. They're not going to get, pretty good drive that time by Colt Freeman, but he stopped short of a first down. And now I think, Mike, they are in 4-down territory.
Yeah, I think you're right, Gary. They're going to hustle back to the line of scrimmage and probably run the football inside right here. Looks like maybe.
They're going to throw it, and it's complete for a first down. Good catch by Hutch Crow as he'll get the ball up to the 38-yard line, and they'll keep the football.
Hutch Crow with the touchdown in the first half on the crossing route. Again, Lafayette brought a little bit of pressure, extra man, 5-man there.
Back to throw. Goodwin. He's got a good catch. Oh, and the ball fumbled, but falling on it immediately. I think it's a good catch. Cole Freeman makes the catch. Kevin Dodert is there to make the tackle. Right at midfield, gain of 12.
Yeah, good strong throw there by Goodwin, similar to the throw that was intercepted. Again,
The
good
ruling on the
pocket.
field of a completed pass is under further review.
Nice pocket right there. Lafayette not getting a lot of pressure with 4 men. I don't know if that's a catch. Wow, it's a really good look. We'll know when we come back.
We'll call timeout. He picks up that, as I didn't see exactly what he did. I know there was some jawing going on, but I don't know if he added to that.
Yeah, let's give some credit to this O-line who's racked up over 600 yards on the, really 500 yards on the ground in the last 3 games. You know, and Lafayette won it all 2 years ago. You and I could not stop talking about how good the O-line was. We're getting to a point with this offensive line.
And we had so many dismal years along the offensive line. And, boy, it's good to see that it's basically pretty steady the last few years. They've been good, and they're somewhat young. Reed Collins is a senior. Basha is a senior. But Sean Wilson is just a junior. Sean Kinney's just a sophomore. Dincher is a junior. Weber tried to get into the end zone. He stopped at the 1-yard line.
Yeah, and have patience here. That's all. It's 2nd and goal. You know, Persa, we haven't seen Persa at all in the game at quarterback. I know he's played a few plays at wide receiver. So Dean's still in there.
Jason Penza is, he has rushed for 74 yards coming into today. Lafayette just running that clock down to 3:15. We do have a post-game show coming up with the 3 amigos. Mike will take a look at the highlights. We'll close things out up here in the booth and send it down. There's a touchdown into Weber.
Beautiful. Just great push at the point of attack. And they've had that a few times tonight. Let's give the defense a little credit there. Beckham D, again, comes up with the big 4th down and 5 play. But watch the push they get here on the inside with Spencer Adams right there. Boy, look what Kinney does in the backside guard. You talked about Brian Basha. A lot of beef up there moving, guys. And those double teams are huge in the red zone. Today, Lafayette ran it in the red zone, and they scored a bunch of touchdowns.
Extra point is up. That's been perfect today, too. Nice job by Jack Simonetta. And Lafayette has put 38 points up on the board. 84 points 2 weeks prior, 42 and 42. Mike, those are good offensive numbers.
They really are, and it's complimentary tonight. Good defense, made some stops, got some turnovers. This is the outing, I think, that Mike St. Germain, the defensive coordinator, was looking for. An opportunity for his team to get some turnovers as the Leopards ring the bell again. But you know, you put up a 40 average of 40 points in the last 3 games, again, especially against a team that beat you last year, the team that kind of embarrassed you a little bit up there. And this is a Lafayette team that put it together tonight. I had a feeling they would. They played their best game of the year tonight.
They certainly have done that. Now they'll get ready for another tough matchup against Princeton. We'll be here for that one next Saturday. That is a 3:30 start, unusual time on a Saturday afternoon. Then they'll be home with Fordham, 12:30, and Bucknell at 12:30. Those 2 are Patriot League matchups.
And the funny thing is, every Patriot League team right now is at home watching this game. You know, all the teams are trying to find out what Lafayette's doing against Columbia. So,
end over end, looks like it's going to be returned.
That's Cruz.
As Cruz again has it, looking for a little running room, and does a nice job getting it out over the 30-yard line. Whoa, we got a little fight going on here down on the field.
Quinn McCaffrey right there.
I don't know if the battle downfield was either Rubacava, he's number 4, or on the other side, Cole Freeman. I would guess it's Rubacava.
I'll tell you what, moving forward, I wouldn't be kicking the ball to Cruz. You know, when he doesn't fair catch it, he gets the ball out over the 30-yard line very often. You see Quinn McCaffrey, young linebacker, getting in the mix there. A lot of young guys on special teams for Lafayette. So everybody Lafayette fans out there, you got to expect some mistakes up there, some giving up some yardage, but a lot of young people getting a chance to play.
Well, putting the ball in the air is probably what they're going to do instead. They give it to Bullock. Bullock gets it up to the 40-yard line.
It's second
gain of
there.
6 yards. Caleb Sanchez is in at quarterback, so giving him an opportunity. He's a little bit more of a runner than a thrower. And a little confusion right now. Sanchez gets everybody where he wants them to be. 6'4" sophomore, 220 pounds. He's out of California, Carson, California. Where's the ball?
Football.
Yeah, what happened there?
I don't know, but the Lafayette Leopards ended up on top of it. It looked like Will Handley ended up on top of the football. They might have been offsides.
Illegal snap.
Okay.
Offense, number 64, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
So snapping the ball before anybody was ready was James Lill, Lill.
Yeah, Lafayette getting some players in the game, as we mentioned. You see Donnie Williams in there, a backup defensive back, made a tackle early in this series, as well as Micah Smith.
2nd and 9 from the 35-yard line. Sanchez does hand the ball well. Gain of a yard. Carrying it was Bullock.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
And we have back to throw. Firing downfield is Sanchez. Almost intercepted. And pounding the turf for not getting the catch, Kingston Evans, a cornerback. He's just a freshman out of Union, New Jersey.
Kingston's going to see that one tonight when he puts his head on his pillow saying, man, if I just keep running. He just slowed down a little bit. It was over his back shoulder. But still, good defense. Good job getting his head back and eyes to the quarterback as you're going to see them punt again. I don't know who's running out there. It looks like Mason.
Sleeman is to punt it away. Mason Keener is back at his own 21-yard line. Leopards will be close to taking a knee. And this one, that's going to get in the end zone. So not a good roll that time for Sleeman. Come out to the 20-yard line. It ends up being a good number for him, 64-yard punt.
Good decision there by Mason Keener. Just to let that hit and read. A lot of times when you read it, if it's end over end or type of kick, like a kickoff, you know that ball is going to shoot forward and go in the end zone.
Coming up, the postgame show presented by the Maroon Club. Every gift matters every year. Join the Maroon Club today. Our player of the game presented by Coca-Cola. Experience the Coke side of life.
There's a couple guys to pick from tonight. I'll tell you what, a couple on the defensive side, a couple on the offensive side.
Mike, we're 4 yards shy of 400 yards of offense. So let's just pick up 4 and call it a night.
How about it? Beautiful. Different quarterback in there. I think that's Jason Penza.
Penza will hand the ball off. That's Henley. Lafayette came in averaging 408 yards a game. So they're going to be close to their average. As they pick up 4 yards there, they're right at 400 right now. 222 rushing, 186 passing coming into the ball game. Like last week, they were almost dead even in passing and rushing the football. 290 and 289.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. Tonight was more of a run-dominated game, and I think that's what Columbia allowed Lafayette to do. They didn't want to give up anything over the top, and they only gave up that one long splash play of 40 yards early in the game. But they opened things up for the running game, and Lafayette took advantage.
Yeah, Mason Keener with the 40-yard catch. Penza takes the knee. Did they lose a yard now? Now they're at 399.
Tell them, they got the green dot now. You can talk to the quarterback up till about 15 seconds. Tell them to fall forward, right?
Well, the assistant coaches have left. They've all left the booth. There's nobody doing any chatting from up here. That will do it. You see John Troxel making his way over to shake the hand of John Poppy. As Lafayette will win game number 3, they'll go to 3-1 and start thinking about Princeton tomorrow. 24 hours, they can pat themselves on the back. It's just a good, solid game tonight. They ran the ball well. They threw the ball as well as they needed to. And outstanding defensive performance, shutting